History of Scientology in Color by Alrak Vadika. This book is dedicated to L. Ron Hubbard. It all began 75 million years ago. There was an intergalactic alien ruler named Xenu. Xenu was in charge of the 76 planets in this part of the galaxy, including Earth, which was then named as Tegia. Xenu had quite the problem. All the 76 planets he controlled were overpopulated, averaging 178 billion people per planet. So Xenu formulated a plan. With the help of renegades, Xenu defeated the loyal officers and took complete control. Then with the help of the evil psychiatrists, he called in trillions of people for income tax inspections. But they were instead given injections of a paralyzing mixture of alcohol and glycol. The unconscious people were loaded onto space planes that looked like DC-8s, except they had rocket motors and could fly 300 light years in 9 weeks. These space planes flew to Tegia. The unconscious people were stacked around the bases of volcanoes. Then H-bombs were lowered into the volcanoes and detonated. All the Theatins, souls of the dead people, were blown about by the nuclear winds. In order to get rid of these wandering Theatins, I erected special electronic beams in which to ensnare them. Xenu and the renegades captured the Theatins and placed them into boxes. The boxes of Theatins were shipped to huge cinemas. The Theatins spent days watching special 3D motion pictures. These films implanted ideas of Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and other lies into the Theatins, confusing them. As the Theatins left the cinema, they began to cluster together, believing they were one entity. The Theatin clusters inhabited the few living bodies that were left, our ancestors. Meanwhile, Xenu was finally overthrown by the loyal officers and locked away in a mountain sealed by a force field that is powered by an eternal battery. It is there that Xenu remains to this very day. And so time goes on. Civilizations rise and fall, power shifts, humans migrate and populate, TV shows are created and cancelled. All religions as we know them are merely the remnants of thoughts that were implanted in the Theatins. These body Theatins inhabit us all, warping our perception of reality. That's all going to change thanks to the coming of mankind's greatest ally, L. Ron Hubbard. March 13th, 1911. Lafayette Ronald Hubbard was born in Tilden, Nebraska. Throughout the 1930s, a young L. Ron wrote a large variety of stories. Mystery, action, romance, sci-fi, you name it. By the end of the 1930s, L. Ron was hired to write for Astounding Science Fiction magazine. The face of science fiction is changed forever. In 1950, L. Ron's 16-year study into the dynamics of existence, known as Dianetics, is published. The terror wrought by Xenu will soon be abolished. Dianetics is a sort of regression hypnotherapy whereby the clusters of body Theatins that inhabit us all are removed, allowing us to regain our almost divine potential. This process is known as auditing. One Scientologist, the Preclear, is audited by a second Scientologist, known as the Auditor, who is somewhat of a technician of Dianetics and Scientology. The body Theatins are permanently eliminated from the Preclear's body through repetitive memory regression. 1951. L. Ron discovers that man is fundamentally a spiritual being. This mind-blowing revelation leads to the formation of his philosophy known as Scientology. 1954. In recognition of the spiritual nature of L. Ron's philosophy, several Scientologists in Los Angeles formed the first Church of Scientology. Scientology begins to gain huge popularity, especially among wealthy Hollywood types. It soon explodes into a billion-dollar tax-exempt world religion. Headquarters are established throughout the world to help spread the word of Hubbard. January 24th, 1986. After accomplishing all that he set out to do, L. Ron departs his body. Mark. And yet, his legacy lives on through the millions of Scientologists worldwide, be they actors, musicians, people like you and me, and wealthy Hollywood types. Take it from rich actor and prominent Scientologist, John Battlefield Earth Travolta. In January of 1975, I was working on my first film in Durango, Mexico. There I met an actress who gave me the book Dianetics. My career immediately took off, and I landed a leading role on the TV show Welcome Back, Kotter. I've been a successful actor for more than 20 years, and Scientology has played a major role in that success. In 2005, the book An Illustrated History of Scientology by Ulrich Wadika appears on the internet. This arrogant, infringing piece of work is immediately destroyed by the dedicated lawyers of the Church of Scientology, bringing peace to the world once more. Writing for a penny a word is ridiculous. If a man really wants to make $1 million, the best way would be to start his own religion. L. Ron Hubbard. We're excited. Church of Scientology, Friends of L. Ron Hubbard, a profile, Dianetics, a visual guidebook to the mind, Heldal Lund, Indris, Operation Clambook, Ashley Berry, Roland, the Xenu leaflet. Thanks to Roger Gonnet for all his help, and Peter Swim for permanently banishing many body theatins. About the author, Ulrich Wadika was born in Nilbog, Ohio. He has been a Scientologist for 39 years and is a level 5 operating theatin. His current OT abilities include telepathy, perfect memory recall, amazing chest skills, impressive biceps, and the ability to smell music. Ulrich Wadika went to school for a while and eventually stopped going after he graduated. When he grows up, Ulrich Wadika wants to be a lawyer. In addition to illustrating factual books about the history of Scientology, Ulrich Wadika enjoys dancing, swimming, the outdoors, horseback riding, small business management, being a good listener, and romantic candlelit dinners for two. Contact Ulrich Wadika to find out how to donate money to him at rickwadika@gmail.com. So that is an illustrated history of Scientology. I think we can realize that Rick is making fun of Scientology, and now you know more about what they actually believe, and you can combat it, and with the light of Jesus Christ, and please be free from this religion. Thank you.